Welcome to The Deep Dive. This is a Prime AI podcast brought to you by the folks at Silicon and Silk.
Great to be here. Let's jump right in with something I think we've all felt, that sizing anxiety when you're shopping for clothes online.
Oh, yeah.
You find something great, you're ready to buy, and then which size? It feels like such a gamble, doesn't it? And way too often, it means returns.
It really does. And the numbers are kind of shocking. Something like half, maybe 50% of clothes bought online get sent back just because the size or fit isn't right.
50%. That's huge. It's a massive headache for us shoppers, obviously. You just want clothes that fit without digging out a tape measure or trying to decode some confusing chart.
Exactly. Which brings us to what we're looking at today. Prime AI's zero input sizing. It's this AI tech that promises to, figure out your best size automatically. No quizzes, no measuring yourself. Zero input.
Okay, that sounds pretty revolutionary.
Cool.
So our mission today is basically to figure out how this actually works, right? What are the real benefits for us and for the companies selling the clothes?
Yeah, and maybe peek a bit into the future, see where this kind of AI is heading for online shopping. And just to be clear, we're basing this on info directly from Prime AI about their solution.
Got it. So let's go back to that core problem. That 50% return rate, it's more than just annoying for us. It's a serious issue for retailers, too.
Absolutely. It hits them hard. Think about bracketing. When you order, say, a medium and a large, because you're not sure.
Guilty as charged. Sometimes you have to.
Right. But from the retailer side, that means double or triple the shipping, the handling, the repackaging.
Yeah.
It really eats into their profits. Massively.
And the old solutions, they just don't cut it, do they? Size charts are often guesswork.
Yeah, they can be so inconsistent. And those fit quizzes, enter your height, weight, favorite brand. I mean, they try, but it's still effort, right? It interrupts the flow.
Totally. Especially on mobile, you just want to click and buy.
And then you have the fancier stuff, like 3D body scanning or AR try-ons. Cool ideas, but they haven't really taken off widely. You might need special hardware, or it just feels like too much work for the average shopper.
Right. And the cost of handling a return, I heard it can be like 3 times the cost of sending it out in the first place.
That's often the figure side, yeah. It's expensive. Plus, you've got the hidden costs, the environmental impact, all that shipping back and forth.
That's a big one, too.
And customer loyalty. Get the sizing wrong for someone, and apparently like 3 out of 4 shoppers might just avoid that store next time, but really damages trust.
Wow. Okay, so the need for something better is crystal clear. Which brings us back to Prime AI. Zero input sizing. What's the basic idea? How does it avoid all that hassle?
Well, the name says it all, really. Zero input from you. The AI predicts your best size without asking you anything. No quizzes, no measurements.
Magic.
Predictive AI and machine learning, they use what they call zero input machine learning. It just happens. You look at a product and it suggests a size.
Okay, so the goal is just smooth, seamless shopping, get the right size first time.
Exactly. Make it easy for you, the shopper. And for the retailers, that means fewer returns, hopefully more sales, happier customers. It's a win-win they're aiming for.
All right, I'm sold on the idea, but how does the tech actually pull this off? What's under the hood of this zero input system?
Okay, so fundamentally, it's predictive AI, but it's machine learning specifically trained on clothing and sizing. They talk about using bespoke neural networks.
Bespoke neural networks. Sounds fancy. So, smarter than just a simple size chart algorithm?
Oh, much smarter. Think of a size chart as a very basic rule, right? If waist is X, size is M. These neural networks learn complex patterns from tons of data.
What kind of data are we talking about?
It learns from your past shopping history with that retailer, what you bought, what sizes, what you returned. It also looks at the specific product details, the item you're actually looking at right now. And it factors in feedback from other shoppers.
So my own past behavior is a big input. That makes sense.
It is. And their pro version goes even deeper. It analyzes the retailer's whole inventory, the fabric composition, like is it stretchy or not, customer reviews across everything, sales data, return data.
So it's learning which sizes of which specific items tend to fit which kinds of shoppers.
Exactly. It gets really granular. It knows a size medium in, say, a loose cotton t-shirt is completely different from a medium in a structured, tailored blazer. That's crucial.
Yeah, because materials make a huge difference. Stretch, weight, cut.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The AI models factor all that in. They learn how much give a fabric has, how it drapes, how the cut affects the fit.
Okay, that's impressive detail.
And it gets cooler. They use large language models, think like the AI behind ChatGPT, to actually read and understand customer reviews.
To understand the text comments.
Yeah, so if people write, runs tight in the arms, or fabric has no stretch, the AI picks up on that and uses it to adjust its size predictions for that specific item.
Wow, so it's mining all that feedback automatically. That's clever.
It really is. And what about when there isn't much data? Like for a brand new shopper or a totally new product?
Good question. What happens then?
They use something called collaborative filtering. Basically, it groups similar shoppers together based on their behavior, even if it's limited, and groups similar products together based on their known characteristics.
Okay. So it makes an educated guess.
Pretty much. It finds shoppers like you, sees what sizes they bought in similar items, and uses that as a starting point. Or it compares the new product to existing ones it does know about.
So even first-time buyers aren't left completely in the dark.
Right. It leverages the collective wisdom, you could say. So yeah, it's these sophisticated learning models trained on really specific data, constantly adapting, way beyond a static chart.
Okay, tech side makes sense. Now, back to that frictionless experience. Paint the picture for me. I'm browsing online. What do I actually see?
It's designed to be super simple. You're looking at a product, maybe a sweater. Right there, usually near the size selection, you'll just see a recommendation, something clear like recommended size, large.
Instantly. No clicking a find my size button or anything.
Instantly, based on the data it already has for you. Or the collaborative filtering if you're new. No quizzes popping up, no forms. It just appears.
So it avoids that whole, now I have to figure out my size moment.
Exactly. We all have short attention spans online, right? Especially on our phones. Any extra step, any friction, can lead to you just giving up or putting it off.
Or ordering multiple sizes just in case.
Which brings us back to bracketing. This aims to give you the confidence to just pick the recommended size and head to checkout. Less delay, less searching for help, less bracketing.
And you said it's usually right there on the product page.
Yep, integrated right in. Sometimes it might even give a little hint why or a confidence level, but the key is it's immediate and obvious. For returning customers, it feels seamless.
It really does sound like having a personal shopper or a fitting room assistant, but virtually and instantly.
That's a great way to put it. A personalized fitting room effect with zero effort. And apparently, even when retailers offer an optional quiz alongside it, most people just rely on the automatic zero-input recommendation. They just want the answer.
People value convenience. Makes sense. Okay, this sounds great for us. But let's talk brass tacks, the business impact. Are retailers actually seeing results?
Yeah, the results seem pretty compelling. They report significant drops in return rates, often seeing over 30% fewer returns for shoppers who actually take the AI size advice compared to those who don't.
Over 30% fewer returns. That must save them a fortune in logistics and handling.
Absolutely. It directly impacts the bottom line. Less reverse logistics cost, less inventory tied up in transit or reprocessing, and happier customers who are less likely to churn.
And what about sales? Does it help people actually click buy?
It seems so. Reports show increases in conversion rates, the percentage of visitors who buy something ranging from 3% up to maybe 15%, which for a big retailer is a really significant revenue lift.
Higher sales, lower returns. That's the dream combo for retail, isn't it?
Pretty much. And it's not just a niche thing. Prime AI says that for retailers using their full pro system, often more than half of all their sales involve this AI size advice. So customers are clearly using it and trusting it.
Wow, over 50% engagement? That's high. It suggests people find it genuinely useful.
Exactly. And retailers also mention seeing other benefits, like higher average order values. Maybe people add more items if they feel confident about the fit, and definitely increase customer loyalty, get the size right, and people come back.
What about those first-time buyers, though? The AI doesn't know them yet.
Good point. For them, the system often falls back on that collaborative filtering we mentioned, or sometimes it might offer a very quick optional quiz just to get a baseline. The goal is to make that first purchase successful.
Because a bad first experience is really off-putting.
Hugely. So getting that first size right is key to turning a new visitor into a repeat customer. And it also helps curb that size sampling, ordering 3 sizes just to be sure.
Right, reducing the bracketing.
Exactly. More confidence, less need to hedge your bets. There was one story about a fashion retailer where conversions apparently more than doubled for shoppers who use the accurate fit recommendations. It shows the potential power.
Okay, so it works well, but is it static? Or does it keep learning? You mentioned machine learning.
That's one of the most powerful aspects. It's constantly learning. Every purchase, every return, every exchange, even the text and customer reviews, it all feeds back into the AI models.
So it gets better over time for each specific retailer.
Yes, exactly. It adapts quickly to their specific products and their specific customer base. Like they say, it learns fast from sales, returns, customer reviews, automatically.
Can you give an example, like how would it learn from returns?
Sure. Imagine a new dress comes in.
Yeah.
The AI initially predicts based on specs that a certain shopper profile fits a medium. But then a bunch of people return the medium saying it's too tight across the bust. The AI sees that pattern in the return data and the review comments. It learns this specific dress runs small in the bust. So next time someone with a similar profile looks at that dress, it might recommend a large instead. It adjusts automatically.
Got it. So it's dynamically recalibrating based on real-world feedback.
Precisely. And those large language models reading the reviews are key here too. They pick up nuances, great fit but sleeves too long, perfect length but gapes at the waist, and feed that detailed insight back into the system. It's like crowdsourcing fit info at massive scale.
And the collaborative filtering helps it learn about new things too.
Yeah, it helps bridge the gaps. For a brand new product, it compares its features, fabric cut, to similar items it already knows about. For a new customer, it looks at similar shopper clusters. As more data comes in on that new product or new customer, the recommendations get more personalized and accurate. It's never starting completely from scratch.
So it's constantly refining its understanding of both the clothes and the customers.
Constantly. Retailers get dashboards to see how it's performing too, which can even help them make better decisions about what sizes to stock, or maybe even tweak designs. It adapts to trends, seasons, everything. The longer it runs, the smarter it gets.
It sounds incredibly powerful, but surely there must be some challenges, limitations. It can't be perfect, right?
No, definitely not perfect, and there are hurdles. A big one is just user trust. If the AI recommends a size different from what you always buy, you might be skeptical.
Yeah, I might just order my usual size anyway, or still bracket.
Exactly. So retailers need to build that trust, maybe by showing proof, like people who bought the recommended size return 30% less often. Clear communication is key.
Makes sense. You need to convince people to trust the algorithm.
Right. And another practical limitation. The truly seamless zero input part works best if the system knows who you are. So you generally need to be logged in or identifiable somehow.
So it needs your purchase history.
Ideally, yes, for the most personalized recommendation. If you shop as a guest every time, it has less to work with, though the collaborative filtering still helps provide a recommendation, just maybe less tailored initially. Retailers might need to encourage account creation to get the full benefit across more customers.
Oh, okay, so it works best with identified customers. That's an important nuance. Looking forward then, where does this technology go next? What's the future of AI sizing?
It's moving fast. One really interesting area is potentially using data from wearables, smartwatches, maybe smart belts in the future.
Like actual body measurements.
Potentially, yeah, if users consent, obviously. Imagine your watch feeding real-time, accurate, or at least indicative body data into the system. That could make predictions hyper-personalized and dynamic.
Wow. Okay, that's next level.
Definitely. Algorithm-wise, we'll see more advanced AI models, maybe reinforcement learning, where the AI actively experiments to find the absolute best recommendation strategy.
And for us, the shoppers, how will the experience change?
Expect deeper integration. Think beyond just seeing a recommendation on the page. Maybe talking to a chatbot or a voice assistant. Hey, what size should I get in these jeans? And getting an instant answer based on your profile.
Conversational sizing, hell. I like that.
And potentially getting smarter about style too. Not just best technical fit, but maybe recommendations for a standard fit, slim fit, or oversized look, depending on what you're going for.
That would be super helpful. Different sizes for different vibes.
Absolutely. And on the back end, this data is gold for retailers. It'll increasingly inform product design. This style consistently gets returned as too short. Let's adjust the pattern. And inventory planning, making sure they have the right sizes and the right amounts.
So AI influences the actual clothes being made?
Potentially, yes. And as we all get more used to accurate online sizing, the expectation will rise. More retailers will have to adopt these tools. Maybe we'll see seamless integration between online and physical stores. Your profile works everywhere.
And the sustainability angle seems huge too.
It really is. Fewer returns means less shipping, less waste, less environmental impact. It's a significant potential benefit. So yeah, the future looks like more accurate, more integrated, maybe even proactive AI sizing. Getting closer to that dream of perfect fit online. Every time.
Well, this has been incredibly insightful, a real deep dive into Prime AI's approach and where this is all heading. The big takeaway for me is that this zero input idea really tackles the friction and guesswork that makes online clothes shopping so tricky sometimes.
Exactly. It offers us, the shoppers a real chance at getting sizing right more often with way less hassle. It's less time spent packing up returns.
Definitely less return hassle. And for the businesses, it's clear lower costs, more sales, potentially much happier, more loyal customers.
It seemed to be a powerful combination of benefits.
So it leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? As this AI gets woven more deeply into how we shop, how might it change our whole idea of fit, our relationship with clothes? Could that whole frustrating sizing gamble just fade away, become a thing of the past?
It's a fascinating question to ponder. Will perfect fit just become the expectation?
Something to think about. Thanks so much for breaking this down for us. And thanks everyone for joining us on the deep dive.